Gamers, it's been a minute, but I wanted to stop and bring you some news on a video or a game that I've been playing, and I hope you enjoy it. So stick around for the review of Vigor in 2022. Please do us a favor to like, subscribe, and ding the bell to be notified. I want to talk to you today about a game called Vigor. Now, this game is extremely interesting for multiple reasons. I personally am more of a PvE type of player. I don't play a lot of player versus player games, although I do have a lot of experience with Warzone in the last year or so. Group of guys I've been playing with are all over 2.0 KDs that have actually played in tournaments like on the local circuits and won, and are really good PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 players. I'm an Xbox player myself, but being on console versus other players that play on play Warzone on PC, it's a little bit different. They have certain advantages, including computing power over a console player. In Warzone, really for Xbox and Caldera right now, it's just not entertaining, at least for me. And I'm sure there's other people that feel that way as well, based on Activision's deactivated user count. It's dropped like 60 million in the last year. So I'm sure there's more people that feel like me than don't as a console player. But I want to talk to you guys about Vigor. So Vigor, it's kind of a mesh-up of multiple games, including the tactical gunplay of Ghost Recon, the loot grind, but better loot, in my opinion, of The Division. I put Warzone on here because it's a PvP aspect, but there's a game mode in Warzone, Rebirth Island, which is about a 10 to 15 minute long game, which is kind of what this game is geared towards as far as quick-paced survival and game length. You're talking about 12 to 14 minutes at most in an encounter. And then, it's got the battle royale aspects where it's killed or be killed. So you load into this game. You basically drop into a map. You go to what they call points of interest, POIs. You grab loot. And the objective of the game is not to get the most kills. The objective of the game is to survive. Because the items that you survive with, you actually pull back out when you leave, and you go use them at your shelter to make your shelter better, get you better weapons, get you better plans. And the points of interest here, it's the only map I could really find actually had the spawn points on this Battery Draug map, so I apologize if you haven't seen it before, spoiler alert. But they put points of interest on the maps, like the Bard House, comm stations, which allow you to change when affect the airdrop, which is the big point of interest that drops in every game. From my understanding, the airdrop was better years ago. This game's been around for 3 years. I've only started playing it in the last 3 months. The airdrop really isn't that important from what I can tell now. It's just a common crate, which isn't really great. But if you're first time playing the game or you're new to the game, it really is. You need everything you can get as far as crafting materials and guns, because the point of this game is if you die in an encounter, you lose everything that you have. It's a survival looter shooter by Bohemia Interactive. And the reason I say this, some people will say, well, this game is not the greatest, or it's a dead game or whatnot. It's really not. First thing, Bohemia is really good about supporting their games for years after launch. Arma has been around for forever, it feels like. Same with DayZ, still getting new updates all the time. So this developer really does stick to their product. They continue to support it. And even though it's a small team on Vigor, they have a very clear mindset of what they're looking to accomplish with it. So they go and really put a lot of effort into the balance of it and to the loot, which all affects what you do with what you capture at out in the encounters. And then you go and bring it back to your shelter, fix it, and continue to that grind of capturing more loot, bringing it back, get better guns, get different weapon plans, like armor. There's an armor plan. There's a portable signal detector. On the map, you can see here that they have multiple points of interest that have better loot outside of what you'll find in a random house or an outbuilding, or you have the signal detector, which will show you who is left on the map and alive, provided they don't put transmitters or extra transmitters down, or you know, blockers to not be able to detect that area. Barred house has a safe in it that you go in and you unlock. You have to break through the, I guess, cardboard or plywood boarding that's up to get into the property, and then you unlock the safe, which takes about a minute. And whenever that safe unlocks, other players on the map know where you're at. And the cool thing about this game is, you know, there's things that I think that they could do better for sure. There's things that I think that would help the game reach a bigger audience, you know. But the cool thing about how it's developed with the guns and the bloom and, you know, the recoil patterns are in the game. Like, there's not a lot of great guns that show you, you know, that are like lasers like in Call of Duty. You know, there's not a lot of points where you can, you know, really focus your shots and, you know, have a laser, or, you know, there's a lot of weapon sway on the snipers, so you're not getting sniped across the map. I mean, some people do. There are some absolute legends that play this game that are amazing at it, but at the same token, for the average player, or, you know, in my case, below average, because I don't play a lot of PvP, that's the cool thing about this game, is like, you don't have to be a great PvP player to get enjoyment out of it. It doesn't have really a story. I mean, there's some lore that you unlock through you know, cassettes that are found in the world, like at safes and time saved or airdrop, you know, stuff you can get cassettes out of for, you know, extra backstory into the game. And there's a couple of content creators that, you know, really dive into that. But there's not really a whole lot of story. But what really drives it is the feeling of, you know, like trying to survive. So, like, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not the greatest shooter. You know, I don't have like a ton of accuracy. I don't have a great movement skills. Like, you know, I can't do slide cancels all over the map and jump down and quick scope somebody like other people do in other games. But this game, you can't do that anyways. There's not, you know, the guns really aren't meant for that. It's about being, you know, a survivor. So if you're not a great shooter, this is the game for you, because what drives it is the PvP aspect of it. Like, you know, other players, and they're going to shoot you if you don't get out, you know, in time, or if you don't be careful with the paths you take. But that adds to the joy, the excitement. You know, you don't have to be this amazing killer to enjoy this game. And on the flip side, let's say you are one of those guys that can drop shot consistently, or in this game, the drop shooting and the jump shooting kind of work a little bit differently. It takes a little getting used to, because you can't do it during the act. You have to like start, you have to pre-fire then drop, or you have to pre-fire then jump, versus, you know, how normal games usually work, because it's built in Unreal, and they didn't really change the mechanics of the Unreal Engine. If you know anything about Unreal, I mean, I'm not a developer. I don't know how to do C++ coding or anything like that, or, you know, really how the blueprints work inside of the Unreal Engine. But the mechanics are very basic to what the Unreal Engine can do. So it's not like this crazy movement system. But if you are one of those players that is really accurate, or really you know, a lethal killer, there's a bunch of dudes like me running around that really aren't very great. So, you know, you have a ton of opportunity to get kills. But on the flip side, if you're really good at being tactical and sneaky, you can avoid the killer. So it's kind of a game that's built for everybody. Like, you can be a threat level killer in this game and have a great time. And on the flip side, you can be a player like me that sucks, and you can enjoy it, because you don't have to worry about, you know how to, you know, work on your tactical approach and how to be stealthy and how to get out with your loot, because you really are just trying to focus on building up your, you know, what you have inside your home base. So, you know, there's a lot of cool things that come with this that you can enjoy, that I know I enjoy, and I think a lot of people would. And I'm going to kind of walk you through the tactical piece of it now, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So here in this one, I'm coming up to a house after I just spawned in. I hear somebody in the house trying to unlock a lockbox that has a ton of loot in it. You get XP for that, which you need to load up, and then the actual loot inside of it. So I try to jump in the window. As you can see, it's an Unreal Engine, so like you can't be crouched and jumping through the window, which kind of sucks. But I hear him hearing me, so he stops opening, and I kind of just leave the window open, trying to trick him, like, hey, is he going to jump out this window? Is he going to run somewhere else? And I kind of sneak around, so because the footsteps are amazing in this game. You can hear people well before you see them, which is important. So I go and hide under the porch. I hear him running through the house. I hear him running on top. You know, that's when I start turning around, because he's above me, but he doesn't see me below. And then now there he is in the garage. So what I do is I kind of wait, and I sneak up on him. and then I go and I get the kill and I get the loot. I take all the loot there that I need, reload my weapon, go get some more loot, and then I extract. So as you can see, like, I'm not a great killer, but I got a headshot on that guy. And it's really the principle of the game. What you're trying to do is get your items and get out. Or if you're a guy that wants to run around and kill people, there you go. You have that too. So I think a lot of people, if you give this game a try, it's a really very enjoyable. They have some really great systems in the game as far as like legacy seasons. So you have your battle pass, which is a free-to-play game. So you download the game, it doesn't cost you a penny. You can go play the game, it doesn't cost you a penny. If you start enjoying it, or you want to get some of the items from the battle pass, which I highly recommend, throw the $10 in to get your battle pass. You'll get a ton of loot. You actually get more than your money back out of it. As far as the gold crowns are concerned, that's their in-game currency, the crowns. You actually get more money back. And then you can start investing in legacy seasons. And that's really all the stuff that they've rolled out. They're on season 11, getting ready to release season 12 in like 30 days. So there's 11 seasons worth of items and gun skins and player outfits and things that you can get that are really, and weapons plans, which, you know, you'll see through. I can create another video that'll kind of go over the, you know, what can you expect in the game. I didn't really want to do that on this one because it's already getting pretty late on me on this game, or on this video. But there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this game. I highly recommend trying it out, whether you're a PvE player or a PvP player. It's enjoyable for both. And, you know, if you guys want any more, just let me know. I'll gladly give you some beginner's tips. I don't know how much you want them because, like I said, I'm not the greatest player, but I've done enough wrong to know what you need to do right. So I can at least help with that. But anyways, I just want to take a second to say, you know, apologize for not loading for like the last year. It's been crazy where I work. I work in banking, and so my 9-to-5 job with the most recent promotion and everything has got me really busy. So, but if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. If you want some more content about Vigor, if you want, you know, some beginner's tips, I'm happy to do that. If you're interested in some of the ideas that I think would help take this game to the next level for the broader player base outside of, you know, just us now, I'm glad to do that as well. But until next time, gamers, take care, and I'll see you later.